Yeah, this will be recorded from now on.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so we have explained before, this is about the engineering boom in India
Mhm,
and all the tutoring, I mean, the private education market in India.
mhm.
And like, just briefly speaking to you again, like last week, our president has declared that there's a Korean SAT, KSAT, Suneung in Korea.
Yeah.
And
Mhm,
he said that there will be no more a killer question or the one of the hardest, the most difficult questions to make the Suno fair.
mhm.
And again, Korea has the discussion about the private education market.
Mhm,
Hagwon is ongoing in Korea very dramatically these days.
mhm,
So I think it would be a great idea to share how it is going on in India
mhm,
and what is the shadow and what has been some solutions, etc., etc. So
mhm,
just feel free to share your opinions and experience on these
mhm,
questions.
mhm.
Okay, lovely.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so as mentioned before, this article will be written in your name, and there will be a
Yeah,
picture
no
of
problem.
you in the
That is okay.
article. Okay, so I know your full name is Rajit Kumar, right?
Yeah, Rajkumar.
Raj Kumar.
Mhm.
And could I have your age, the year you were born?
Yeah, it is 1992. I was born in 1992
Mm-hmm.
in a like very small town in central India, which is named as Bhind.
Hail?
Bhind. Yeah,
H.
Bhind.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
H. Okay.
So
Yes,
I grew
and
there and I completed my study up to standard 12th actually. So in India, what we have to, it is kind of a preschooling. Like in Korea, there is a preschooling, right? So we have to complete up to class 12th, let's say in the standard 12th. So after that, we have to choose some kind of exams. So we have to qualify some exams. So after those exams, we can go to the college. So yeah, so those exams, yeah, we are going to discuss about those exams today, like how it goes and how the students study and what the hardship they deal with related to those exams. Yeah, definitely we will share my views on that. Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
So you gave me where you have studied in India.
Yeah, so actually I did my schooling, as I told you, my schooling in a very small town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is central India. After that, I was qualified this IITJEE exam.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I went to Indian Institute of Science and Research. After that, IIT.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. What was the major again?
Major was chemical engineering.
I was chemical
Yeah.
engineer.
Mhm.
And then you have studied the bachelor's degrees in IIT and you
Yeah.
moved to Korea
Yeah,
and
then after not actually after completing my bachelor's and even master's in
okay.
India. So
Mm-hmm.
after that I worked in some industries which is related to
Oh,
got chance to move to the Korea for my doctoral,
uh-huh.
yeah, degree. So I'm here for the doctoral actually. So I'm
Okay.
yeah.
Mhm. So what year did you come to Korea?
I came here in early I think early 2022.
2020. Oh, so it was last year.
Yeah.
Uh, and you're currently studying in the
Yeah,
KIST?
yeah, Korea Institute of Science and
Mm-hmm.
Technology. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Is it the same chemical engineer as a PhD or
Yeah, it is related to the
related?
chemical engineering, but yeah, it is little bit deeper towards the material like science. So we
Okay.
do research in the material science. We are a researcher, so we do research in the material field.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
And which year did you take the JEE?
So I said for the JE in 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Okay. And was it the same year you took the JEE advanced as well?
Yeah, so what happens actually, so it is a kind of a two exams. So we have to qualify the two exams. So
Mm-hmm.
first exam, so after like so first is pre. So before going to the IIT JEE, so first we have to qualify another exam, that is JEE mains. So
Mm-hmm.
JEE mains happens 2 months before IIT JEE. So
Mm-hmm.
when you will qualify this IIT JEE mains, those students who qualify mains, only those students can sit for the IIT JEE advance.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all you have to qualify JEE mains. After that you have to qualify JEE advance. Then you can go to the IIT. So there
Okay.
is a like a two level of exam. There's a
Mm-hmm.
first level, then there's a second level. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Mm.
Okay. And then so it was when you're studying for the JE or the JE Advanced that you went to the quota, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
this was just a pre-interview questions for your
Uh-huh.
basic informations. And
Mhm.
now we are going to start from the question list I sent you, starting with the engineering boom in India.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
first, like, when did you decide to become an engineer, and what was like your strongest motivation to choose this profession?
So when I was in class, I think 10th standard.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, my maternal uncle was qualified for the engineering exam.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, IT boom was very high. So everybody wanted to the IT engineering. So like CS, computer science. So everybody wants to do some like a computer, because at that time, computer booming was also there. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody want to go towards the engineering side. So yeah, so it was my motivation. So my maternal uncle, even everybody was going towards the engineering field. So every field, like it is related to the computer, it is related to the IIT, it is related to the chemical. So any field, it was really booming at that time. So every students is having a kind of a aim to go to the IIT or go to the some national college for the engineering. Yes.
Okay. This is really interesting because like in Korea, it's like more the doctors and lawyers here.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
But like in India, it was like more focused on every student wanting to become an engineer.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, right. I mean, is
So
it?
but yeah,
Mhm,
but yeah, actually, so now these days, so it was a time during like 2010 or 8
mhm,
9 10. At that time everybody wants to be engineer. But now as we are dealing with the global world, so
mhm,
world also needs some other stuffs, right? So
mhm,
yeah, so people are also going, and now they have diverted to different direction. Some
mhm.
people are going towards the doctor, like doctoral degree. Some wants to be some kind of architectural engineering. Yeah, so people are also going some different field. They are also choosing different directions.
Mhm. But like, is engineer most like how should I say most respected and most coveted job in India right now?
Yeah, actually, yeah, you can say so. Most, like it is engineering field is a kind of a high paid field. People got like payment, a high payment. and
Mm-hmm.
and yes, people who are graduated from the IITs, they got much more. So yeah, people who are coming out from the IITs as an
Mm-hmm.
engineer, or people who are coming out from the national colleges, national universities as an engineer, they got highly paid. Yeah, they are also respected. People do respect actually when we go
Mm-hmm.
home, and when we meet our family, when we meet our relatives, they do respect. And they ask like several questions, how our students, like how our
Mm-hmm.
engineer is doing, how our engineer is doing. Yeah, you can say.
Okay, so like because like just before I interviewed with a student from the IIT, and
Mhm.
he said like back in when we was like India, like if he says, oh, I'm a student from the IIT, somebody was
Mhm.
just like, oh, Philip, please sit at this seat because like do things.
Yeah, you know, nowadays there are a lot of engineers, right? So yeah, engineering students, like, oh, somebody is doctor, right? So they do have respect to another doctor, but not that they are like same, right? They are like same.
Mhm.
Yeah, you are also a doctor, I'm also a doctor. There's no big deal, right? But
Mhm.
the people who are not a doctors, like lawyers, okay, so they respect doctors, and doctors also respect lawyers. So yes,
Mhm.
when you are sitting on a same profession, when you are sitting beside a person who's having a same profession, so you won't get that much respect.
Okay.
But yeah, when you will sit a 12 person who's having a kind of a job is high, like higher than you or lower than you, they definitely will respect you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, just a quick question, like out of say, just say if there's a 10 people
Mhm,
in India,
mhm.
how many of them are engineers? Like, how
Maybe
is the
eight,
proportion? Maybe
maybe
eight?
eight. Yeah. You can say it is eight is engineers and two is other profession, maybe doctor.
Okay.
One is doctor, or maybe you can say one, I don't know, like maybe some other background, maybe
Okay.
arts background, maybe arts, social
Mm-hmm.
social engineering, like social
Mm-hmm.
social sciences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like many of them are engineers in
Yeah,
India.
you will find every home there is engineer. Yeah,
Okay,
you
great.
can
But
say.
but how about being an engineer from IIT?
That's a good question. So, people actually for the IIT, going to the IIT, you need to study a hard study.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is not a cake job,
Mm-hmm.
like a cakewalk to go into the IIT.
Mm-hmm.
Going inside the IIT, you have to be very brilliant, very
Mm-hmm.
brilliant. So only like I can say 1 million people sit for the IIT. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and how much qualify? Only one, like 5,000. Only 5,000 students qualify for the IIT. So the percentage is 0.1%,
Mm-hmm.
right? So 0.1% is very difficult actually. So it is a kind of a you can say very hard,
Mm-hmm.
or competition is very hard, very
Mm-hmm.
hard, I can say.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but why is so many people becoming an engineer? Is it because like there's many jobs in there, or is it because it's highly paid, or why is it all people wanting and choosing to become an engineer?
Yeah, so actually, engineers. So it is like a saying in India. So in every job, you will find an engineer. So yeah, as you ask me, like, is there any kind of different jobs? So I can say yes. So in every profile, profile, you can get an engineer, because now these days we are moving towards the technology. So
Mm-hmm.
India is one of the leading towards the technology, because it is a kind of a developing country, right? And it is
Mm-hmm.
having a population, the higher population. Now it is higher than the China. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, so jobs are more for the engineers. People are moving towards the technology, because early 2010 it was not a it was not a craze about the laptops, or it was not a craze about the computers.
Mm-hmm.
Now these days every home is having a computer. So it is a
Mm-hmm.
need of softwares, right? So some software developers needs. So engineer are very good in developing softwares, in developing technologies. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, so they also like engineers. Even if you can say in construction, so we need civil engineer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So real estate is also booming in India, because the
Mm-hmm.
population is growing. So real estate is also booming. That's why we also need civil engineer. Now chemical, let's talk about the chemical engineering. So what we want to develop a new technology like a chips, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Samsung is leading in Korea. So they are developing some kind of chips. So nano chips actually. So nano robots. So it is also possible. Like if people person from the chemical engineer, they can develop some materials that is used for the synthesis of these chips, or that can be used and in different like robotics, or different kind of things. So yes. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, this engineers are much more valuable. So everybody
Mm-hmm.
still everybody wants to be and become an engineer, or
Mm-hmm.
like after graduating from the IIT, so they wants to be like pay high, and they can live a lavish life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like in Korea, like I mean, is the situation is much easier for the engineers, but apart from
Mhm,
the other jobs, like for me,
mhm,
the journalist, or like how should I say, journalist or marketer, or
mhm,
some of those peoples, we are really having a hard situation because there are not much jobs in those fields.
mhm.
But is it the situation similar in India? Well, apart from the engineering, the other fields, is there enough jobs
Ah,
there?
yes. So
Oh,
social science, as you are a journalist. So
mhm,
there is not much. I don't know. Like I don't have much idea about that journalism, but I can say the social studies. So people who are graduating from the social sciences, or people who are graduating from who is a lawyer, right?
mhm,
So that is not a much paid job, I can say.
mhm,
And yes, that is not a much job for these people. So there are many, you will find very few people who are
mhm,
lawyers, who are journalists.
mhm, mhm,
And yes, you will find the second most job is doctor. Like first is
mhm,
engineer, second is doctors. So yeah, you will
mhm,
find the mostly you will find the engineer, then you will find the doctors, and then you
uh,
will find the other job people.
mhm. Like as a foreigner, as a
Mhm,
person who came from the India,
mhm.
I've told you before that there's a huge doctor booms in Korea. I mean, like
Yeah.
every people, should I say, every people who are good at mathematics and science
Mhm,
are
mhm,
aiming to become a doctor, and they are taking this test. And
mhm.
like because of those things, engineer is, how should I say, comparatively or relatively like are less popular jobs.
Mhm.
Because like doctors earn much more monies compared to engineers. So
Yeah.
as a person, a
Mhm.
PhD student from India, how do you see those phenomenons in Korea, the doctor boom?
Ah, yeah. So actually, I also like here. I can say a doctor. So yes, it is also a kind of a people, like everybody, like whoever I meet here. So they wants to go towards that field, like doctor
Mm-hmm.
field. So yes, I can say everybody is having a lot of craze. Every person, every student, I
Mm-hmm.
can say. So they wants to be a doctor. So
Mm-hmm.
becoming a doctor, it is not easy. They also know it is not easy, right? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it is a respected job. It is a respected
Mm-hmm.
job in the society. It is also a highly paid job in the society. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so everybody wants to go in that direction. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so here also I got to know from some of my like colleagues. So they have to becoming like going into a good college in Korea,
Mm-hmm.
good universities in Korea. It is very hard to get the admission. So
Mm-hmm.
it is a high competitive, so it is very competitive, so people also study like very hard. They have to study very hard for that. So I think I can compare this Korean students and Indian students. Yeah, I can compare, because I think both of them have to go through the very hardship to
Mm-hmm.
qualify these exams and go inside these good universities. Because there are
Mm-hmm.
few universities. I think in India only 15 universities are very good, like good universities, 15 IITs, and I
Mm-hmm.
think Korea it is, I think maybe 10,
Mm-hmm.
10
Mm-hmm.
universities. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
is it is it is and every year, everywhere, how many students they take? Maybe one university take 1,000 students, I think.
Mm-hmm. A
So it
very
is only
small
10,
part. Mm-hmm.
yeah, very small part. So 10,000 students is very small, right? So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
competition is very hard. I can say competition is very hard.
But it's like because like I know like in India there's a test named NEET.
Yeah, so for the
NET.
doctor who wants to go towards the medical, right,
Mm.
towards the field of medical, they have to qualify NEET.
Mm-hmm,
It is
mm-hmm.
kind of a IIT-JEE. So both are very comparable. NEET is
Okay.
comparable and IIT is also comparable. I can say IIT is much more difficult than NEET.
Okay, is it?
So in the NEET, people have to qualify only one exam, but for the IIT, you
Oh.
have to qualify two exams.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is a little bit difficult, I can say.
Okay. But like, is it more competitive to? become a doctor in India, or is it more competitive to go into the IIT in India?
So now these days, the people are shifting, like students are shifting from the engineering to the medical. But yeah, I can say this is a stagnant. Both these
Mm-hmm.
positions are stagnant. IITs can never be below the medical or medical, because they are these are two sides are very comparable.
Mm-hmm.
Students also wants to go to the IIT. Students also want to the medicals. So
Mm-hmm.
both are same. I think same number of students go to the IIT, same number of students go to the medical. So both are comparable, I can say.
Mm-hmm. But like, it's just might be a personal question, but just asking, why did you choose to go to the to take a JEE rather than the NEET?
Okay. So actually, so JE, so I was very good in mathematics,
Okay.
because and even in science also, because I was very good in physics.
Okay.
From out of 100 marks, I got around 95 marks in mathematics.
Wow.
And yeah, the highest marks in mathematics, then in science, around 90, I think 90 or 91. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so actually, so in if students who are very good in maths, they definitely choose engineering. So
Okay.
at
Okay, get it.
that time, and I can say, like, in my case, I can
Mm-hmm.
frankly say I hate biology. So till now, if somebody will tell me, okay, so there is some phenomena in biology, like this thing happened, this thing happened, I can understand now, because I am
Mm-hmm.
like little bit much more higher than all these things. I can understand, yeah, what he's talking about. But after a few seconds, I forgot everything. I don't know what he was talking about. So yeah, so that's why
Okay,
I did not
so
go towards the NEET.
you're most into JEE. I agree.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so let's then move up to the another next topic will be the focusing more on the JEE and competing to go into
Yeah.
the IIT.
Mhm.
So I think I know how it is to become an engineer college in
Okay,
India.
so let me explain this thing. It is very good actually. So people will be I'm going to ask you this video, so I will upload to somewhere, like in my status of, because we are people will students most of the students will be benefited from this interview, I'm sure, because most of them, they don't know the hardship, they don't know the exact problem of this going through the process, because this process is very important, right? Like if you want to achieve anything, like you are a journalist right now, right? So you have to, like, the process you have gone through, it is very important, because right now you are at a position, but the what when you started you were nothing, right? So you have been going through very hardship. So yeah, so like person who wants to qualify this exam, so after the 12th, so now it has been shifted to 10th. So we have to prepare after the 12th, but now it has been shifted from the 10th standard. So it is because it is a very difficult exam, so you have to be know each and every concept, I can say. So like people who go after the 12th for the preparation, they are not much more about the concept, so they got only 1 year for this exam. So they are not much more much more experienced towards those solving problems, like speed and all those things, because I think you have to solve 100 problems within 3 hours. Okay. And those problems are very hard. You have to do the calculation, you have to do, like, it is a multiple choice, it can be possible this, it can be possible that. So yeah, for the practice, so they also need some practice. So going after the 12th, it is not very easy to get that time. So now people started preparing for this exam after 10th standard. So they prepare for 2 years, so like 11th standard and 12th standard, then they sit for this exam. If they are not qualified for this exam, then they go for, like, after 12 they take 1 year gap. So what students do actually, so after 10th, so they have to study science and mathematics, because this IIT just qualifying this exam, so you have to be very good in mathematics, you have to be very good in science. Science, I can say physics and chemistry, both of them. So after that, after 12th standard, so some who are very good in study, so they start preparing for this JEE exam. They start solving problems. They will take some coaching classes, or they will like go somewhere. So yeah, quota is very famous. So in this direction, why quota is like everybody wants to go to the quota. There is a people, there is a saying, so it is also matters the atmosphere, right? In what atmosphere you are living. So if you are living in a very very cold atmosphere, so
The video has stopped.
yeah, is it
Oh
okay
yeah,
now?
yeah.
So yeah, so atmosphere is also necessary. So if you will get like a study atmosphere, then you will also study. So quota, everybody, when you will go to quota, enter the quota, everybody, you will see there are everywhere students are there, everybody, everywhere coachings are there. So people talk, students talk about the study, they talk about the exams, they talk about the concepts. So yeah, people who go other places, from other places to quota, they are also like, some students are brilliant, some students are like normal, some students are not normal. So who are very good in study, so they can talk other students, they can grab the concept, they can go to any coachings. So yeah, atmosphere, the atmosphere of quota, it is such like that. It is you have to study there. There is no other option. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there I think, when I went there, there was no means of entertainment, I can say.
Mm-hmm.
There was no shopping malls, I can say. And there was not like cinema halls.
Mm-hmm.
So students used to study a lot, and they used to qualify. Yeah, so I
Mm-hmm.
had three friends during my preparation, and I am a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
other is also a doctor, and two are engineers. so, so yeah, everybody at a good position right now.
Mm-hmm. Just a quick question. I mean, you said that preparing the JEE, you have to start from the 10th grade.
Yeah.
So I mean, just like in your high school,
Hmm.
does the teachers in your high school also
Hmm.
prepare for the JEE together with you, or you just have to
No,
take?
actually, no. Actually, in the schooling, so there is a kind of I can say syllabus, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Syllabus, right? So you have to, like, those teacher only study this much syllabus.
Mm-hmm.
But IIT ask you questions out of that
Mm-hmm.
syllabus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
that's why that is the reason people started studying for the IIT JEE from the 10th standard, because the
Mm-hmm.
the quality of those questions, even you will see the quality of those IIT questions, it is beyond your
Mm-hmm.
imagination, right? People
Mm-hmm.
on the in the 10th standard or 12th standard, the teachers in the school, they don't teach that much, they just
Mm-hmm.
teach school levels, like, yes, this is a thing, this is a concept, this is happening, this is like this. And I can say, I don't know, maybe you are much aware about, I can explain one concept also. So if you like,
Mm-hmm.
so let's say about the optics. Okay, optics, so we study about the rays, like different kind of rays, this rays, and it is this is phenomena, this is phenomena. In the school, people like, they will tell you, these are the x-rays, these are the electromagnetic rays, these are these are this different kind of rays. Okay, this from the reflection happens, refraction happens, so they
Mm-hmm.
will explain this reflection happen and reflection happens. But how it happens, what is the application of this reflection and reflection, what is the concept, is the main concept of this reflection and reflection, they won't teach you. So, and but IIT will ask you question on those concepts.
Mm-hmm.
So students who wants to go to the IIT, they have to study all those concepts. So yeah, so they have to study beyond 10th standard or 12th standard, or like say beyond the schooling kind of study actually.
But like, do you think that the student, a high school student, can study about those concepts by themselves?
No, they cannot. It
Mm-hmm.
is very hard actually.
Mm-hmm.
The problems, because everybody needs a guide. right?
Mm.
Everybody needs a guide. So when I was in my junior school, so I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing actually. So some teachers were there, so I took personal coachings from them. So they
Mm.
guide me, Raj, go and study this thing, study like this, so you will be like qualify this exam, or you will go in higher standard. So there must be some kind of approach. So you need to have an approach to solve those problems. And yes,
Mm.
so for that approach you need some kind of a guide. It can be some coaching classes, it can be your personal guide, it can be your
Mm.
parents, it can be your friend, it can be anybody, it can be
Mhm.
anybody like relatives. If they are very good, then they can guide you. Yeah, so you can go through these books and those books, because students does not know in that, in 10th standard and 12th standard, student does not know which books they have to study and
Mm.
which concept they have to study. So yes, they
Mm.
need a guide, and everybody need a guide. Everybody needs. I am at this position, I also need a guide.
That's true.
So yeah, I think you also need a guide.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
you
I
have
need
to
a
do
guide
this.
as well.
Yeah, so everybody needs a guide.
But then for you in your 10th grade, was it the private schooling or the private education, or who was your guide to the, yeah.
Actually, so after 10th standard, I
Mhm.
also took a coaching for the
Oh
JE.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yes, so I went to some coaching classes,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, those coaching classes, the teachers were very good. They were from the IIT.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they
So
were also.
yeah, so they knew what you have to study and how
Oh.
you have to study actually,
Mm.
and how much time you have to give something. So they will prepare you for something. So it is a
Mm.
kind of a process. In the coaching classes, you will go through the process. So they will teach you for the 3 hours, because nobody can sit 3 hours continuously, right?
Mm.
You cannot sit at exact same place 3 hours. You cannot sit. But the coaching classes will prepare you to sit for 3 hours continuously for 3 hours.
Mm.
To be precise, like you will focusing for the 3 hours. You should not lose your focus. They will
Mm.
teach you, they will prepare you for that. Like when you are solving some kind of problem, so you have to be very much focused for 3 hours. When you are
Mm.
taking classes, so they will also take one class for 3 hours.
Mm.
Like, so if a student is going through the process, like every day he's going through the like 3 hours for the one class, 3 hours writing exam. So their mind is prepared. Yeah, I have to sit one place for 3 hours, right? and
Mm.
and I have to be very focused for the 3 hours. So yes, that is much more necessary. And these coaching classes will teach you these things.
Okay.
Yeah, they will teach you the how to solve the problems, how to prepare for it, how to do the concept, how to understand the concept. Well, they will
Mm.
also teach you how to sit for the three
Mm.
hours, how to be
Mm.
focused for the 3 hours,
Mm.
and that is much more necessary than I think solving problems. Yeah.
Like, because like one other interviewee also told me like he didn't much go to the high school.
Mhm.
He went to the private coaching center instead of going to the high school. Like,
Yeah, people go to the private coaching centers because, as I told you, like in the schools, teachers are not teaching to
mm,
qualify those exams. So they are
mm-hmm,
not teaching kind of those concepts. So
mm-hmm,
if you are learning something out of box, you have
mm-hmm,
to go somewhere. You have to take the private coachings. You have to learn from somebody. They will teach
mm-hmm,
you, right? So yes, so there is a level, right? There is a
mm-hmm,
energy. Let's say this is a
mm-hmm,
energy. Okay,
mm-hmm.
if you are going like below this energy, then you cannot cross this energy, right?
That's right.
So
Mm-hmm,
you have for the crossing this energy, you have to somehow you have to go there. So yes,
mm-hmm,
so you cannot alone you cannot go there. So you have to be need some kind of a coaching, so private coaching
mm-hmm.
classes, so they will teach you how to go there. So
But
that
like,
is why everybody
did
everybody
you
go through.
also like miss your classes in the school?
No, actually.
Oh no, you're not.
So yeah, so classes, the schooling and the school will start from the 7 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm,
And yes, 7 a.m. Now it will go to around 1 p.m., or in my time it was around 12 p.m.
mm-hmm,
So yes, you have to go from 7 a.m. up to the 12 p.m. You have to go to the school.
Mm,
After that, you will have your personal time, like in the afternoon or in the evening, you will go to the private coaching classes or you will
mm-hmm.
study your own.
So, like, please share your own experiences of how you prepare for the JEA. How intense was it?
Okay. So yeah, I can say it was a very. I have gone through many phases in my preparation, because I can say the problems actually we also face. Yeah, I will talk about. I will more talk about the related to study, but yeah,
Mm,
I will also involve little bit about the personal issues, like personal problem like home or homesickness, parent
mm-hmm.
issues, and yeah, and economic problems also. Yeah,
Okay.
so I will let me explain you that. Before going to the preparation, I knew little bit about of concepts, because I can say like I should not say for myself, but yeah, I was little bit good in science and mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
So my understanding was very good. So
Mm,
I did not. So before going to quota, so I also prepared for different coaching institutes.
mm,
So they taught me how to solve the problems and what are the concepts. So when I went to the quota, so quota it is a place. So you from the morning around 8 a.m. up to the 3 p.m. you have to be in the coaching classes
mm-hmm.
from 8 a.m. to the 3 p.m. So in
Mm-hmm.
those in that time, what you will they will teach you for 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, and 3 hours.
Mm,
Okay, so 9 hours you have to be 9 hours in the coaching classes. So it is a kind of very difficult time to for the students, because early, like waking around 6 a.m. in the morning,
mm-hmm.
get ready for the like taking breakfast, get ready for the coaching, and whole day you have to be in the coaching. And after that, after 3 p.m. you have to come at home, take the food, and after that start solving the problems like
Mm,
homework. So they will give you lot of homework, so you have to solve the problem. So yes, so in the quota itself, so and the facilities are not that much good. So student will get a very small room,
mm,
and yes, in that small room you have to be studies. There is only fan, there is no AC concept of AC. There's only very small fan. They will
mm-hmm.
it will run sometime, it will also stop. And then and then sometime electricity will go, like there is
Mm,
a cut of electricity,
mm,
then you have to be a lamp, like lamp. So you have
mm-hmm.
to like lamp, from that lamp you have to be study in that. So yeah, there are different kind of problems. So I can say a problem related to the study. So lot of like in the coaching classes, so they will teach you a
Mm,
lot actually.
mm,
And understanding that a lot, you have to be pre-prepared.
mm-hmm.
So yes, so pre-preparation is also necessary. That less like we had like this interview, right? So we were prepared for this interview. Yes, what kind of what kind of preparation do we need? So yes, to go to the coaching and understanding those concepts, you have to be study yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And studying that your own, you don't have time, that much time, because 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. you are having coaching classes. From 3 p.m. you are that much exhausted. That much exhausted, you need some kind of rest. So if you will take 1 or 2 hour rest, then it is a 5 p.m., right? Then you will do your homework, whatever the homework you will get, you get. So you will solve those problems, and then it is already a night.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get extra time to study different things. So yeah, people students face a lot of difficulty to understanding what teacher is teaching in the class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is a one kind of the problem students face. The other problem they also face, there is nobody to talk actually.
Mm,
Nobody.
oh.
So everybody is busy in their work. So every
Mm,
student is busy in their study actually. So there is nobody to talk. So when everybody, so nobody can study for continuously 12 hours or 14 hours. Nobody can study. They
mm,
need some kind of entertainment. So you will not get any kind of entertainment in the quota. Any kind of entertainment. So yeah, so even you will not get any friend to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, family members cannot live with you. Yeah, some of family members can live, but not every family members can live with you
Mm-hmm.
for in the during your preparation. So it is a kind of students also face, like a kind of a loneliness, I can say
Mm-hmm.
loneliness. They are
Mm-hmm.
nobody having to for enjoyment actually, nobody to talk, nobody share their problems. Other problem is economic problem.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody is not economically stable. I was not economically stable.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow, because the fees of this coaching classes is too much actually, it
Mm-hmm.
is too much. In the Korean currency, it is around, I can say, it is around 4 million for 1 year.
4-5 million.
Yeah,
Okay.
4 to 5 million for 1 year. It is only the fees. Okay,
Okay.
you have to pay the fees. After that, you have to pay the house rent. You have to pay the food, like food bills. You have to pay the books. You have to pay for the books. So yeah, you have to need a lot of money. So
Mm-hmm.
that students also face those kind of problems. So now these days, what is happening, what I observe, like people are will like people or students ask me, so I want to go to Kota, but they are unable to go to Kota because they don't have that much of money. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
that much of economic facilities. So now these days, who who are going to Kota actually? The parents who are economically stable.
Mm-hmm.
Only those students are going to Kota, and
Mm-hmm.
others, they are not they are not affordable. So like
Mm-hmm.
what they do, they go some kind of simple kind of coaching in their towns in their districts. And yes, so and they also study by their own.
Mm-hmm.
And but studying by their own or studying a kind of a very simple kind of coaching, it is not easy to
Mm-hmm.
qualify this exam, and they are not
Mm-hmm.
able to qualify this exam. And
Mm-hmm.
the students who qualify this exam, they are from the quota. They comes
Mm-hmm.
from the quota actually.
Okay. Like, so when you're in the quota,
Mhm.
like your friends, should I say, but the students who are in the same classroom, were they like mostly people from a family that is economically stable?
So I can say most of the students were like that,
Mm-hmm.
but some of them were not. So some of them from very weaker section, I can say weaker section,
Mm-hmm.
or who are not economically stable. So but somehow they come to quota somehow, but like they took
Mm-hmm.
some kind of loans. They get some kind of help from the person, like
Mm-hmm.
from their relatives, from other person, from the person who was very good economically stable, who
Mm-hmm.
helped them to come to quota. Because I got a help from the
Mm-hmm.
person who was at that time economically stable. So
Mm-hmm.
they helped me. Then I went to the quota and I prepared and successfully qualified these exams.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, so you must to be very economically stable to go to quota.
Like you said, like in Korean currency, it's like more like to 4 and 5 million won in no more. Yeah, yeah, million won in the Korean currency. But like,
Mhm.
is it a big money for a person even in
It is very
financially
big money.
stable family?
Yeah, yeah. It is also a big money. I can say it is very
Mm-hmm.
big money actually in India. So
Mm-hmm.
actually, so in India, in Korea, actually people got paid very high. but
Uh-huh.
in but in India, people not get paid very high actually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so if they are spending 4 or 5 million actually, so that is too much, and they are only giving 4 or 5 million to the coaching classes. And
Okay.
apart from those four or
Uh-huh.
five million, they
Mm-hmm.
also need 4 5 million for their own, to
Uh-huh.
live there actually, to spend like 1 year in quota. They also need 4 5 million. So it is
Mm-hmm.
a kind of around 10 to 12 million they need to survive in quota. So 10 to 12 in a year, it is too much, right?
That's right.
Even in Korea, 10 to 12 million in a
That's
year,
more.
it is more actually.
It's a
It is
big money.
it is a big money.
Because like in Korea, like we also have a saying called cow-born college.
Yes.
Yeah, cow, that means like the parents sell their cows, their lands, and take all the loans to send their daughters and son to college.
Mhm.
But is it like also very similar in Kota maybe? Is it common for the parents to sell, like the lands or take the loan to send their students there?
It is very common actually. It is very common actually. And their parents do very hard working. Even my parent actually,
Mm-hmm,
my parent do very hard working. And some of time they also send their belongings, some kind of a gold. Mothers, they're having gold. They also like for the their children's study, they sell their loan like a gold. And
mm-hmm,
yes, if you are having kind of, if some person who's not economically stable, they are having some kind of a land, some kind of a fields, they also sell them to send
mm-hmm,
their children to for
mm-hmm.
this coaching classes.
And, mm-hmm,
Going to these coaching classes and preparing such kind of NEET or JEE, it is not
mm-hmm,
a very easy actually. So every
mm-hmm,
not, that's why I was saying not everybody was able to send, even now till now everybody is not able to send their children's or
mm-hmm,
students to the quota. Because I was talking with some of like a person who was very known to me. I was talking a few days back, I can say, I think 10 days or 15 days back. So they are very actually known to me, very known to me.
mm-hmm,
So even parents wants to send their child to quota, and child or their child also wants to go to quota for the preparation, but they don't have money.
mm-hmm,
So they are not able to send their child to quota, and now they are going like they admit that child to some kind of college, nearby
mm-hmm,
college, so some kind of other studies, so nursing study, some kind of study. So
mm-hmm.
yes, so you have to very economically stable, very economically stable.
I mean, just a man who have actually been to the IIT, went to the IIT, and who has
Mhm.
also been to the quota. Do you find all those, parents selling their lands, their money, and
Uh,
taking a loan to send their students to the quota and
mhm,
eventually to the IIT? Do you
mhm.
find all these things worth it?
Yes, I can say it is very much worth, because
Mm-hmm,
after like students who are going to quota, if they qualify for the JEE exam,
mm-hmm,
they get they get a good job, and they get a very successful life,
mm-hmm,
right? So their upcoming generation, so the person who is out of the quota or who is out of the IIT, who is out of from very good college, who got very good job, they can give their son
mm-hmm,
or daughter a very good education, right?
mm-hmm,
So yeah, so if you are having, because after coming from this IIT you will get a good job and you are get a highly paid job, so you
mm-hmm,
will have a little bit of money, or you are economically stable, so you can send your daughter and upcoming generation to some kind of good coaching classes or good
mm-hmm,
schools, so they will be very good educated, and
mm-hmm.
their generation will be very good,
Mm-hmm.
right?
The
And
generations will be like,
yes, yeah, their upcoming generation, their life will be very good. So yes,
mm-hmm,
it is very much worth to teach their daughter or teach their son in a very good school or very good coaching classes, or in a very good atmosphere, I can say. If you are very good in
mm-hmm.
like me, okay, so if I will have a son or daughter, I want to be a daughter, I want a daughter actually. So,
Okay, you
so
want a daughter, okay.
yeah. So I will send her or him, or I will teach him like how to like a good I will give them a very good education. I will teach them a good manners, and I will give them a atmosphere So they will not face a difficulty in the upcoming upcoming years, or going to some kind of a coachings or some kind of a institute like IIT, or some kind of
Mm-hmm.
medical or some kind of other profession. So they will not face the difficulty. So yeah, so you have to provide the atmosphere. So who are people who are coming from these colleges or these universities or the institutes, they can provide such kind of atmosphere to their upcoming generations. So I can say, yeah, it is very much
Mm-hmm.
worth.
But not all of them can enter the IIT like you, and many, I
Yeah,
mean, most of them would fail to go to college.
yeah.
How is the life? I mean, after someone has failed to go to the IIT, how are they?
So yes, so uh, many of them actually, I knew many of them. They did preparation with me.
Mm,
But they were somehow they were not qualified.
mm,
But there is a reason why you are not qualified.
mm,
Because if you are studying very hard and you know the concept, you will qualify. I am
mm,
100% sure you will qualify, and you
mm,
will do the great in your life. But
mm,
who will do enjoyment during coaching classes? You are not very much attentive. You are using
mm,
your phone during like classes going on. You are using your
mm,
phone,
mm,
right? You are doing some kind of, you are watching movies. So in the like after coming from the coaching, every time you are sleeping, you are not solving your homework. You are solving
mm,
problems. So you are not much, you are not competitive with the students who are preparing very
mm.
good, right? So
Okay.
yes, yes, so those students, what they do, they are not able to qualify those exams.
Okay.
So now what they will do, they will go some kind of a college, different kind of colleges, some lower
Mm-hmm.
colleges, and some national universities or some kind of private universities. So
Mm-hmm.
they will go there, they will study some kind of courses, and yeah, they will apply, then they will apply for the government jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like in Korea, government
Mm.
job is very famous, right? Everybody wants to
Okay.
go for the government job.
Mm.
And yes, so they will do some kind of other kind of preparation which is much lower than the IIT or much lower than the NEET.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they will if they are able to do that, then definitely they will some kind of
Mm-hmm.
I can say there are a lot of jobs in Korea also. So I can compare some kind of school teacher. Some will go for school teacher. Some will go for the college teacher. Some will go for the a kind of administration. So this kind of job, yeah. So they will, if they are able to qualify those exams, then they will go for such kind of jobs. If they are
Okay.
not, if they will not do any, if they are not able to qualify any exams, then they will do
Mm.
labor work.
But
So even parents also say to their son or daughter, if you will not
mm-hmm.
study hard,
Mm-hmm.
then you will do the labor work. So it is a kind of a motivation also. It is a kind of
Mm.
motivation. So then their this children or daughters or the children, say I can say, they will think, okay, I don't want to do a labor work, so I should have
Mm-hmm.
studied, right?
Mm.
So they will study, then definitely they will study. So
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Like, but how competitive is it in Kota? The atmosphere.
Sorry, what's
How
the question?
competitive is it?
Oh, it is too much competitive. Even nobody will tell you how much they are studying. So
Mm.
okay, I'm telling you my story. So we have so we were four friends actually. Everybody is now a very good position. So
Mm.
what we used to do after coming to the coaching, so everybody having a schedule. So we will take a 1 hour nap or 1 hour
Mm.
sleep or 2 hours sleep. But sometimes they don't take those sleeps. So I will tell my friend, okay, I'm going for sleeping, but what I will do in my room, I will study.
Oh.
So I will not tell my friend that I am studying, and he will also do the same. So like he's also studying, and sometime I will go, okay, what
Mhm.
he's doing, let's see what he's doing. So I can see, yeah, he's studying. So yeah, so this much competition is also needed. So it is a
Oh.
kind of a healthy competition. I can say healthy competition.
Mm-hmm.
So people like students, they are having a kind of a competitive, like competitor in your in beside your room. So if he's studying, I should also study. Otherwise,
Oh.
he will get a marks, like higher marks than me, and he will get a good teacher. So yeah, in the coaching classes, it also happens.
Mm-hmm.
Those students who get good marks, who are very good in study, they get very good teachers. They
Mm-hmm.
get faculties, very old faculties, and then who are the manager of those coaching classes. And those were the very old teachers, and they were also IITians, very old IITians. So
Mm-hmm.
they will teach you like very good way, and where the concept very simple manner. So
Mm-hmm.
every students also want to go to those classes. So
Mm-hmm.
how you will go to those classes? You have to like have a good marks in the exams. This coaching exams actually.
Mm-hmm.
Every week we have an exam. Every week we
Mm-hmm.
have an exam. So we have to get a very good marks in those exams. Then you will go to other classes, like very good classes. Then good. So it is a kind of a level also in the coaching
Mm-hmm.
classes. So and when you will admitted, you will admit in any class. So in that class, if you are doing better, then you will send to another class. If you are doing in those class better, then you will send to another class, another
Yes.
teacher class actually.
So like not only the teachers, but like the faculties are also much better when you go in the upper classes.
Yes, very good actually. So in
Oh.
the in the in the in the like normal classes, whom
Mm-hmm.
you will get, you will get a new faculty,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like who are not much more experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but when you will go up in the classes, like when you will go to the up to the faculties, you will get a very good faculty. There's having experience of 30 years teaching experience, 40 years
Oh,
teaching
okay.
experiences. So yes, so when you will, they will teach you,
Mm-hmm.
then they will teach you very amazing things, right?
Okay.
So yes, everybody want. Even I also wanted to go to those classes, but unfortunately, I got a very good teachers. So some of those teachers. So my batch, when I went to the coaching, my batch was the last batch. I still remember my batch name was RU5. So that was the
Oh.
fifth batch. That was the fifth batch, and that was the last batch.
Oh,
So
okay.
every teacher was engaged, like who are less experienced, they were
Mm-hmm.
engaged in some other classes.
Mm-hmm.
So but those faculties who are very good, like who are much more experienced, so they were not given too much classes. They don't have much of much difficulty, or they don't have to take much of classes.
Mm-hmm.
So they were having some time, if in like some time. So those faculty took our batch. So
Mm-hmm.
we got a very good faculty, I can say, very good. Still I remember one of my physics teacher. He
Mm-hmm.
was Deepak Chahar. So he was
Mm-hmm.
very good actually, very good teacher. So I'm still connected with those faculties. We
Mm-hmm.
talk, and they also ask like how you are going, and what kind of new things are going on. We also have sometimes we also have a meetup. And yesterday, I think I got one text from my coaching institute, like Kota faculties. So
Mm-hmm.
I got like one institute. So I uploaded
Mm-hmm.
some kind of a photograph. So she asked me, "How
Mm-hmm.
Ras, how are you? How are you doing?" Yeah, then yeah. So these teachers, so they are also very much connected to with those students also.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I mean, just like quick question, like after you graduate from your high school, after you graduate from the
Mhm.
12th class 12,
Uh-huh.
and then you went to Kota, is it?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
how long
Well,
have you been in Kota?
so okay, yeah. So one more thing I have to tell you. So for JEE Advance, you have only one chance.
Oh, only one chance.
Only one chance.
Okay.
So you have to qualify in that one chance.
Okay.
So yes, so preparation is around 1 year, or I can say 1 year, 2 months, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
14 months. So
Mm-hmm.
preparation time is around 40 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so my preparation was started in, I think, June,
Mm-hmm.
and the exam always happens in May
Mm-hmm.
last. So you can also start preparing in March, from March. So new batches start from the March, and
Mm,
then it will go like up to the May. So
mm.
the exam happens in like exams conducted in May. So you have to like sit for that exam. So you only get one chance. In
Okay.
that one chance, you have to qualify, and
Mm.
otherwise there's no nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it is very competitive. It is very competitive actually.
Very competitive. So
Yeah.
you went to the quota maybe in June and you studied for
1 year.
the next
Yeah.
year's advanced
Yes.
test.
Yes. So the whole year I
Okay.
studied. Yeah, I studied actually in Kota. I was in the Kota actually.
How far is your hometown from Kota?
Ah, so it was exactly. I don't remember the kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
I think 300 kilometer maybe.
300 kilometers.
Yeah,
And like
but
what? Mhm.
yeah, people comes from different places in from India actually.
Mhm.
People come around 3,000 kilometers. Like
Okay.
South of India. Those people also come to Kota, and the people who come to the east side of India, they also come to the Kota. So
Mm-hmm.
Kota is the center. You will
Mm-hmm.
see the location in the map.
Mm-hmm.
You will
Yeah,
see
it
it is
was.
in the center actually. It is center. So it is in the Rajasthan.
Mm-hmm.
The state name is Rajasthan. So it is in the on the center actually.
And what made you to go to the Kota?
So it is nowadays days you can go by train. You can
Mm-hmm.
go by, yeah, mostly people come by train, but I was very nearby, 300
Mm-hmm.
kilometer. So I always when I go to the Kota and when I come, so I only one time I come from the Kota actually during
Mm-hmm.
my whole year. Only
Mm-hmm.
once I visited to home,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so I went by using sorry, this bus.
Mm-hmm. So like because it was quite near to your hometown, did you
Mhm.
choose to go to Kota? Because like you could have just started in your hometown.
No, actually, so my even in the hometown, actually, as I told you, in the hometown you will not get a very good coaching classes.
Okay.
Okay, you will not get that atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Kota, you will get a very good faculty, very good atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
very good coaching classes,
Mm-hmm.
and other material also. The
Mm-hmm.
you will not get like you can say the problems you want, like the problem which is asked in the IITJEE exam. In
Mm-hmm.
the Quota, you will get a similar kind of problems, not similar, I can say similar, but yeah, some kind of same problems. So the faculty will prepare some problems, then they will like some shops will sell them those problems actually. So for the preparation purpose, you will also get those problems. In the hometown you will not get those problems also
Mm-hmm.
for solving. So yeah, so no, actually it was not. So as you asked me why I went to the Kota, it was
Mm-hmm.
nearby. No, it was not like that actually.
Okay. It was
I
about the
I went,
faculty.
yeah. So I went to there because of like good coaching classes, or to
Mm-hmm.
get a good faculty who can guide me in a
Mm-hmm.
good manner. So that's why. And even people, so students who come from different part of India, they come there. So it is not like that they will not get a coaching classes in their
Mm-hmm.
hometowns. So no, it is not like that. They can get, but why they comes? This is the main reason. You will get a good faculty.
Mm-hmm.
You will get a good guidance in Kota
Like,
and atmosphere.
did you get some scholarships in there, or like was
No,
it just
actually, no,
so
it is
your
not.
parents
There,
had a hard working to do?
yeah, yeah. So there is no kind of scholarships in Kota actually. There are no
Mm-hmm.
kind of these coaching classes does not provide you any kind of scholarships.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So and like, what was the hardest part living in Kota? Was it like the loneliness, competitions, or?
Hardest part, yeah, it was I can say loneliness. You will get used to it. Like initially you will feel, yeah, I'm very lonely, there is nobody. But pressure, when you will feel pressure from these
Mm-hmm.
coaching classes, because you have to reach 8 a.m. in the morning. If you
Mm-hmm.
are not able to reach 8 a.m. in the morning, you cannot get enter inside the class. And
Oh.
when next day when you will go to the class, you will not get
Mm-hmm.
any sleep. You will not get any rest. embarrassing. That is embarrassing. So yeah, I can say difficulty, most difficult time is I can say the preparation actually, preparation time. Because sometime I used to think, can I qualify this exam? Am I able to qualify this exam? Because this kind of, because when you will not get a good marks in the exam, in the
Mm-hmm.
coaching exams, you will not get good marks, then you will feel, okay, am I able to qualify this exam? Is it very
Mm-hmm.
difficult? This exam is very difficult for me. So this kind of thoughts will come in your mind. So these are the problems actually. Most of the students face these problems, and this is the hard time for every students.
Mm-hmm. So it's like the pressures every day taking the exams in the test.
Yes, every day, I can say every day, every week there is a pressure or
Mm-hmm.
pressure of these exams. So if you will not get a good marks, you will be disqualified to lower classes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also a kind of a pressure. So like going to up another class or coming to another class, it is a kind of a very difficult to stay in the same level or to go upside
Mm-hmm.
actually. So every student wants to have a good marks in the exam. So yes, the preparation, the whole preparation process, the process, it is
Mm-hmm.
difficult in itself.
Okay, great. I mean, like Korea, I mean, you will probably know we are also very famous for like the excessive private educations. Like
Yes,
even like 4 or 5 years old kid, they are having the private education.
yes.
Like, how is the private education market in India expanding?
Now I think say privatization is everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. Like everybody, every parents wants to send their childs to some kind of a good school,
Mm-hmm.
and those good schools are private schools.
Mm-hmm.
In those schools, you will get a good teacher,
Mm-hmm.
you will get a good atmosphere, the teacher who are speaking in english, you will get
Mm-hmm.
because in korea I can see the english is very popular now these days.
Mm-hmm.
Every parents wants to send their child to some kind of english academy. The same is happening in india. Every
Mm-hmm.
parents wants to send their child in good institute or good schools, and those good institute or good schools are privates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yes, so privatization is everywhere in India, everywhere. So even coaching classes is privatized, private tuitions is privatized, school is privatized, everything. I can say everything. So now these days, yeah, private education is much more expanding actually, much more expanding.
Is it like much more expanding compared to when you were taking the JEE?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
even a few days back, one of my friend, we were same classmate from IIT.
Mm-hmm.
He also opened new coaching with a few days back actually, few days back he was we were talking, we are very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me, Raz, I planned for this coaching since very long, and yes, now they got some other faculties like who
Mm-hmm.
has graduated from the IIT. So they
Mm-hmm.
also opened a new institute for the
Mm-hmm.
preparation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like also like one like very significant issues in Korea is like the private education is overshadowing the regular curriculums, like the high
Mhm.
schools, middle school, etc. And like if some students like neglecting to go to the school to focus on the private tutoring or
Mhm.
prepare the KSAT, I think it's quite it could be a similar like
Yeah,
like
quite similar, quite
boom in
similar.
India. Like how do you perceive those booms in India or in Korea?
Ah, yeah, actually, so in India, everybody much more having kind of a thought about it,
Mm-hmm.
because no students wants to go to the school section now these days.
Mm-hmm.
The curriculum who the school teach them, everybody wants to go to this private institute or private coaching classes
Mm-hmm.
to get a good education. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, so even government is also a kind of regular stopping this kind of privatization.
Mm-hmm.
So they are asking their students to go to the schools. So
Mm-hmm.
you will when you will do some kind of a research, then you will see the Delhi case.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Delhi government, So they have made school so much good, that is label of this private coaching classes.
Mm-hmm.
So you will get a schooling, like get a education better than these private coaching classes in Delhi schools.
Mm-hmm.
But other parts of India, it is lacking.
Mm-hmm.
And the other issue is why actually this is a problem, because these the fees of these coaching classes or these schools, it is too high. In Korea also,
Mm-hmm.
every parent cannot afford to send their
Mm-hmm.
child in private coaching
Mm-hmm.
classes, right? So that, yeah, that is also a problem. So they charge very high amount of fees, and so there is a disparity among the students. So some
Mm-hmm.
students are very good, some students are very bad. Okay, so there is a very disparity among the population. So to normalize this disparity among the population, government is making some kind of a laws, or
Mm-hmm.
government should make some kind of laws,
Mm-hmm.
or we should, as a citizen, as a responsible citizen, we also should take some kind of steps to remove such kind of disparity.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my thought actually.
Yeah, because I was just going to ask you, like, do you find all those disparities, like the high amount of fees and like some students from the economically unstable families not able to entering the quota or any private coaching the centers, like, do you find this phenomenon unfair?
Yes, it is very unfair actually, because our constitution,
Mm-hmm.
right to life, they give us a kind of a right to get a equal, like to get everything equally, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some people, some students, if they are getting something very good, and some
Mm-hmm.
students they are not getting that good education,
Mm-hmm.
so that is not fair. Because my case, in my case, I also did not, during my schooling, I did not I did not get a chance to go to very good school actually.
Mm-hmm.
And even some students were there at that my time, so they will also not get a chance to go to my school, because the
Mm-hmm.
fees was all very high. So
Mm-hmm.
there was a like a gap between me and those students. So when we were in front, like when we were talking, so sometimes they also feel like, yeah, he's going to very good school, so he
Mm-hmm.
know better than me. So there is a kind of a mentally different students or different person, they will think, okay, yeah, you are very good, you are going to go, you are get good opportunities, that's why you are here. Otherwise I did not get these opportunities, that's why I am here. So
Mm-hmm.
that is very much unfair. So yeah, everybody should have an equal right. Everybody should have to go to good schools, good colleges, good universities. But I can, there is a saying, we have a five fingers,
Mm-hmm.
every finger is not same, right? So yeah, every finger cannot be same,
Okay.
so everybody cannot be same.
This is just a quick fact checking because like I heard from the another interview, he said like, how should I say, like the number of people entering the IIT is, should I say, the proportion of each caste
Each
test
caste, yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh is already set for like upper caste has the high proportion to go to the IIT and the
Yeah,
lower has less. Is it true?
yeah, it's true.
Oh,
Because
okay.
why this higher class, they are having economically stable.
Okay.
And the caste, there is a caste system in India.
Mm-hmm.
There are four caste system. So general, ST, SC, and OBC.
Mm-hmm.
So SC and ST comes very lower actually, very lower.
Mm-hmm.
And the up is general, then the up from the up, the next is OBC, third number is SC, fourth number is ST.
Mm-hmm.
So ST and SC, they are not very good actually. They are like not good actually. I can say
Mm-hmm.
not good, and they are not very much economically stable.
Mm-hmm.
So seats are also fixed in these institutes. Seats like 10 seats will be filled by the SC students.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes what happens, government don't get those 10 students also,
Oh,
these
okay.
SC 10 students. Then the remaining seats will be filled by the general students. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the proportion is very high for the general. So so it is just same for the economically stable
Mm-hmm.
people. They don't get that atmosphere for their children. But the
Mm-hmm.
higher class parents, they are having a kind of atmosphere for their
Mm-hmm.
children, so they
Mm-hmm.
can go to like a high institute, they can enter to the IITs, and there is a proportion like very disparity. I can say this is a very disparity. Like
Mm-hmm.
after graduating from even any jobs in India, any
Mm-hmm.
jobs, you will see the general people is too much as compared to the other caste like SC and ST
Mm-hmm.
students.
Okay, and I think this would be our like the last questions.
Uh-huh.
But this is a very general, very broad questions. You could just
Mhm.
say whatever you want through it. So the private education is expanding, and like people are like studying so hard for the IITs and the
Mhm.
students. And
Mhm.
many students also says they are having so much pressure from themselves, from their families, or from society.
Mhm.
And there's all those engineering booms and private education market, all the phenomenon. Do you find it positive or do you find it negative for the Indian society?
Ah, so it's a very broad question. Okay, yeah. So in the terms of the societal pressure, let's talk about the societal pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody wants to go in a higher position, in a better life. I can say better life, right? So how you will get a better life? So you will have to qualify some kind of exam, some kind of a private exam, some kind of a government job exam. So yeah, so living a better life or having a good home or having a car,
Mm-hmm.
having a bicycle like a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
So you will see that that neighbor of you is he's having a car because he's very good. He's very good. He's having some kind of money because either because of his parent or because of him itself. So you want to compare yourself to that person.
Mm-hmm.
So in that way, there is societal pressure among every students.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now comes to the student itself. They feel pressure. Why they feel pressure? Because the student, other classmates or other their friends, they are studying very hard, right? They are getting good marks in the exam, and then let's say me, if you let's say talk about you and me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if you are studying very hard, then you are getting very good marks, then I will feel pressure, right? Definitely I will feel pressurized because I'm not getting that much of marks. And every other students, so other classmates, they will talk to you because they will want a guidance like how you are studying and how you are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will feel like demotivated, like okay, nobody is coming to talk to me. So that is a kind of a pressure also, even after these exams and all those things, and if you are qualified or not qualified, then when you will go beyond your life like 30 years, 40 years, in that time also you will feel pressure because the community you will sit, those will be completely different. So I can say I sit with the doctors, all those
Mm-hmm.
doctors, right? And you sit with the journalists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the people who are like students or the person who are working, who are not doctor or who are not journalists, they are having different kind of community, right? So when you will sit on different community and the people will visit you, then they will see, yeah, some good people are visiting to you, some you are talking with a good people, then that is also kind of the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of pressure mostly in India, I can say it is everywhere, not in India
Yeah,
actually. It is everywhere throughout the
it's
world.
everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So throughout the world, even if we will talk about the America, if you will talk about the Europe,
For
if you will
sure.
talk about Japan or South Korea, India, everybody is having pressure. Even government is also having pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Japan is very doing good, and then South Korea is not
Yeah,
doing good,
sure.
then government is also having pressure.
There's a pressure there.
Yeah, even
Uh,
president is also having pressure. That the
mm,
past president, he did very better. I don't know why
mm.
I'm not able to doing better. So it is a kind of pressure. Everybody feels this pressure.
Real pressure.
Yeah.
But like people spending so much money on the private education and so much, pushing to the JEE. How do you find do you find those phenomenon, how should I say, a normal thing or something that should be fixed in some way?
I think actually that is not a regular phenomena actually.
Mm-hmm.
So as we are growing, as the years and years, the fees of these institute it is increasing.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody cannot afford it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there should be some kind of restrictions. So yeah, so fees will be that much. So even the person who's having economically stable, they can also afford it. Those who are not economically stable, they can also afford that fees
Mm-hmm.
and those faculties. So it is not a very common phenomena actually.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of privatization and having very high fees and then disparity among the students. And even when you will see, when you will enter the IIT, you will also see some kind of disparity. There are
Mm-hmm.
students who are speaking only in English,
Mm-hmm.
and there are some kind of student who speak in their Hindi language.
Mm-hmm.
Professor also thinks they are very good students, but those who are not speaking good English, they also feel pressure. They also feel when the company will come, then they will recruit them, and they will also feel some kind of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, so this pressure can be minimized from the lower stage, from the preparation itself, right?
Okay.
So when at some kind, if there will be a restrictions on this coaching institute or this kind of education restrictions, yeah, everybody will get the same education. At
Mm-hmm.
that time, disparity among the students will be lower. It cannot be finished completely, but it
Mm-hmm.
will be lower, minimized. I
Mm-hmm.
can say minimized actually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for this minimization, government should do some kind of restrictions in this
Mm-hmm.
private education.
And I just have one more question. This is just
Yeah,
like
sure, sure, no problem.
initial
You
question,
can
like,
ask any question.
how did you survive in the quota? What made you survive? How should I say? Survive is a too strong word. Um, so like, how did you overcome everyday burden in quota?
Yeah, so that's very good question actually, and that is called as motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what is that motivation? Every student is having a different kind of motivation. Some students is having motivation to go to like achieving something in their life.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a motivation actually. So my family is not a very like economically stable. So my
Mm-hmm.
parent is a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
So wage worker, I can say wage worker. So he only get 400 or 500 rupees money in a day.
Mm-hmm.
That is very less money actually. So I can say in Korean currency, it is around 10,000,
Mm-hmm.
10,000 and 15 or 20,000 Korean won actually. That is like full day working, you are getting 10 to 20,000. That is not much actually. So I want my parents a good life actually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when I see them, so I get a motivation. Yeah. So there is no any other way except studying. There is no other way. So if you want to make your parents' life good and your life good, you don't want to be like your parents. Like they are very facing hardship, and you should also facing hardship. If you don't want that, then you have to study. There is
Okay.
no other way. There is no other way because you cannot open a business. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot have a business, right? Because in the business you will need a lot of money, so you
Mm-hmm.
cannot afford a business, and you cannot get anywhere. So there is only one option, that is study. So
Okay.
that was my motivation to having a good life to my parents, to have
Mm-hmm.
mine good life, yeah, achieve good
Mm-hmm.
things in my life, and do something better for the society.
Okay, lovely. I mean, this was like the best answer I've heard through whole interviews, like not just you, but for everyone. those were like the best answer.